Doody 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 doo 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 doo. Hey Taebyn. Hey
Hi.
Taebyn. Hi. How you
Hi.
doing? You doing good?
I'm good. How are you?
That's I'm good. Today is March 14th. We're
It
recording on March
is.
14th. That means it's Pi Day 3.14.
It, it
So
is.
so I hope you had a perfectly irrational day.
I am now.
High pressure math humor apparently. So I was in the grocery store the other day and I was looking in the meat department for something inspiring for dinner. And next to me was a couple
Mhm.
picking over the frozen chickens. And the wife seemed unimpressed with the size. And she says, "Don't they get any bigger?" I couldn't help myself. I leaned over and I said, "No, they're dead." And
Uh,
I heard,
why are women always so mystified by size?
I
That
know
like everything's got to
everything's
be
getting bigger.
bigger.
Yeah. And then I recently heard that Dwayne Johnson was in a hotel and the folks in the room below him were clueless. I guess they really were
Mm.
living under a rock.
Oh, so bad.
And now that we have that out of the way, what say you, my sojourning companions? Should we start the show?
Yeah, yeah, probably best.
Sure.
Sure, why not? Hello, greetings, aloha, and mubark fluff to all the creatures in the potiverse. You are tuned into Barely Furcasting featuring Taebyn. I start saying this faster every week. I am Barely, and with
You
me once
do.
again for the first time today is the busiest, travelingest puppy I know, Taebyn. How the fluff are you, Taebyn?
I'm, I'm busy, pup. Apparently. I'm good. I'm good. Um. What am I? I mean, I'm good. That's all I can
Okay, you're
say.
good.
How are you, Mister
I'm pretty
Burley?
good. I know you've been out of the country for a while, and we'll get to that here in a bit when we talk about your recap. But first, we need to introduce our co-producer and co-editor, Rayne Raccoon. How the fluff are
Hey, that's
you,
me.
Rayne?
I am good.
That's good.
Happy to be
AKA
back in the
the Ed
recording booth.
McMahon of the show. I think we talked about
AKA what?
The Ed
the Ed
The
McMahon.
Ed
McMahon.
McMahon. That's right. That's right.
You
Ed
all right,
It's
sir?
like
McMahon.
we're gonna have him start doing the openings sequence. You're tuned into blah blah blah. Tonight's special guest is with with
Taebyn.
musical performance by and stand-up comedian George Stephanopoulos.
George
George
Stephanopoulos.
Stephanopoulos. So that takes us right into the past today. And so it's been a couple of weeks since we released an episode, and we appreciate our listeners for being patient as we try to reset our show, our schedules, and our brains. And so now the first thing I want to talk about is Taebyn's trip to Vancouver, Vancouver,
Vancouver.
Vancouver. Ah, Doctor, roll in the
Frau
hay. Just
Blucher.
roll in the hay. From Blucher. There better be a horse thing after that on the published show. Okay. So Taebyn, how was it at Frau Blucher?
It was so yes, it was my first international con in Vancouver, Canada. It was really great. Overall it was a really great con and we had a lot of fun. There's I think about 2055 was the
Wow,
That's
attendance.
pretty big.
it's not
So
bad.
they at closing ceremonies they mentioned we are now officially we're not a small con anymore. Now we're mid-range. So
Mid-range. Got it. Love
we're
it.
mid-range, and in fact, they're moving to a bigger hotel and convention center for next year because they're pretty much outgrown
Hmm.
the space.
Right.
Hopefully there's a
It
bigger
was
one
actually
available.
not in Vancouver. They're actually moving to Richmond. It's not too far. It's about the same
Ri-
It's
distance,
kind
I
of like a
guess. From
suburb, I guess.
yeah, it's
Richmond, Canada?
west Richmond,
Okay.
Canada.
Not
Yeah,
Richmond,
yeah. Oh yeah,
Washington.
yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
totally different.
They're
No, that would
still
be
in
just weird.
It'd
Canada.
be so strange to have a
Yes.
Canadian conference in Richmond, Washington. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we are furs. We're a little confusey at
Hmm.
times. So the first night, so we got that Thursday. The first night was actually a little bit scary because the elevator con was just horrible and scary. And we're thinking, this is only Thursdays? This is what it's going to be like the entire time. I mean, people were just waiting forever, and it was scary. It turned out that they had something like 30% more people come and register and arrive on Thursday than they did that pre-registered a few years ago. So like this was unanticipated.
Oh.
It was not expected, of
Yeah.
course. So that's why it was so horrible. But then, like the rest of the weekend, it was, at least my experience was no elevator problems, even at, the high, when the dance comp and everything gets over, it was still like really good, actually. It was only that Thursday. So that was exciting. Oh, and on that Thursday, one of the 3 elevators, of course, was down. Happily, they fixed it like Friday morning or something. So that helped.
It's like elevators wait for a FurCon to break.
Oh yeah.
I know,
It's like,
right?
no,
I was thinking the same thing. It's like every time
every
there's a FurCon,
FurCon, there's
yeah.
always a brown elevator.
They're all in the little silos talking to each other. Hey, that FurryCon is coming up. Wouldn't it be
Get
funny
ready to break.
if we broke down like right the first day, and then you can break down on the next
Yeah.
day, and then the third day,
Third
let's
day,
all
then
break down for
at
a
the
little
same
while.
At the same
time.
time.
Yeah,
Oh,
at the same
God.
time.
That's
Yeah.
they plan this ahead. But so after Thursday, as far as that goes, that was really great. I had my story time with Taebyn. It was awesome. They were in small panel rooms, but it was a full room. I had about 35-ish total in
bad.
attendance, and everyone had fun and enjoyed the stuff. I did something I'd never done before. Basically, at the request of the audience, I did my last story was I did if you give a moose a muffin simultaneously with the PC3 little pigs, and it broke me. Like I just, how I do the laughing fit thing. Like it was.
So did you read like one page of one story, then the next page of the
And
next story?
sometimes one page of one, then one paragraph of another.
God.
No, it was really good though. Everyone
Interesting.
really liked
Huh.
it, so it was good.
Did you video that?
Mixed up story times.
Someone else did video it and said they would send it to me.
Okay.
So hopefully they will, because it was really good. It was
Good. Good.
It was a really good story time. And I think I mentioned this before that I was going to, and I did, participate in the cutie pageant / talent show. And guess who won first place?
You?
Me.
It was you?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I won first place, and I did not expect to, but that was exciting. And so the cutie pageant thing consisted of a runway portion where, you did the whole catwalk thing. Well, in this case, pup walk thing, where you walk around in the garb and everything.
Oh, I thought you
And then
were
there was a
having to
talent
dodge
show.
planes as they were landing.
Yes.
It took him a second.
That's all I can say about it. And so then there was a talent portion thingy. And I think they'll probably put the full video on their VancouFur's YouTube, because that's what they've done. But I have my portion of the talent show on my YouTube, so you first can go there and see it.
You did great, by the way.
So it was a lot of fun though, except for the rehearsal started at like 10 in the morning, and you know how this pup felt about that.
10 in
That
the
was
morning
not-
is not a good pup time. No.
No, it's
No.
not. Even though the actual show was at 3 in the afternoon, but
Yeah.
so that was tough. But I did it. So Floor Wars, they had a Floor Wars. I was apparently entered into the Floor Wars, but I didn't know it.
How did you enter into it without knowing it?
Well, I'm not. I have ideas, but
Apparently
I'm not
he's not
exactly
sure.
what happened. But so so by the time, so I was actually on my way to check out the Floor Wars, thinking I wasn't
In them,
entered,
yes.
but I just wanted to go check it out. And on the way, I came across some Furry I'd met earlier, like the previous day or something, and they weren't part of the Floor Wars, but they said, "Oh, Taebyn, you missed the Floor Wars," and like, yeah, I mean, I'm going there now. Like, no, aren't you in it? And I'm like, I don't think so. Yeah, you are. Oh, okay. so I went, and by the time I got there, I told him, and they came out and said, well, we're already on the second round, so you missed it. So, okay. So that was an interesting thing that happened. But I did stick around for the like the quarterfinals, semifinals, and the finals, and it was really good dancers. Check it out on their YouTube because they had some really good dancers at this Floor Wars. Oh wow, so many things. I also participated in fursuit games for the first time in a long time. That is I didn't run or actually MC the games, which is what I've been doing recently
Mhm.
if I'm part of the Fursuit games, but I actually participated in them, and that was fun. They did a soccer game thing that they had never done before, and it was just crazy, and it was crazy and stuff. I mean, that's I don't know. They hopefully they learn from it and won't try it again next year unless they feel. But
Did some
That
did
bad,
it
huh?
somebody get hurt?
it no one got hurt,
Okay.
happily, not that I know
Okay.
of. I
No
guess
property
maybe one of
damage?
the reasons was, like, there was a lot that showed up, and they did this on Sunday. I assume they put it on Sunday afternoon, thinking, well, by then maybe our attendance has gone down, and then there's a manageable amount of furs that showed
Mhm.
up. But there was like a lot, and I think that was one of the problems. So it was a soccer thing. They took a big, like, bouncy globe for the soccer ball thing,
Mhm.
and it was soccer, so there was goals, but there were like tons of furs and everything, and they even had it divided into like each team, like half of a team would go and then the other half would go, but there was still so much that it was just crazy, like all this fluff just all over, and it was, I mean, I can't even explain, it was crazy. Anyway,
Did they have any games that you'd like to bring to your fursuit games? Did you get any ideas?
they didn't. That's a good question. And let's see, what else did they did musical chairs. So that's wouldn't be a new thing. What else did they do? Oh, they did Simon Says.
Oh, okay.
And what else did they do? It was only an hour long. It seemed like they did something else, but I think everything else they did, I've done.
Okay.
So I didn't get really any
Alright.
ideas, but
Cool, cool.
it was fun. What else happened? Oh, I was impressed with closing ceremonies, but the it wasn't a very big, like a ballroom. Their main ballroom wasn't really that big, but it was still packed. And like there were, by every fur had like lots of energy and enthusiasm, and it was just a really great
Good.
closing ceremonies because everyone was just so enthusiastic about it. Overall, the whole time, everyone was just so nice and everything. And at one point, so Honey went with
Mhm.
me, and he I forget what the circumstances was, but he at one point said to some fur that was helping us out, said, "Everyone's just so nice here," and they said, "Well, we're Canadian." That's funny.
Yes, it's true.
So I think that had something to do with it. But yeah, it was just everyone was just so nice and enthusiastic about everything. It was just a really great con and great time overall. I handed out lots of propaganda, including the all new for 2024 new Taebyn chips, and of course promoted the pod here and everything. And it was a lot of fun. We put out like a lot of the cards and stuff on tables
Mhm.
like throughout the entire con, and they would like
Good.
go fast. Like we go back
Hmm,
to check and they'd be gone, and that was really exciting
Nice.
and cool. I saw Cassidy, of course. The only Cassidy was, I think we talked about this before, we anticipated, and it's true. I think Cassidy was the only fur that I actually knew there. I think there was one or two others that I'd seen at recent cons, but Cassidy's the only one that I really, really knew. Well, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So overall, really great con. I loved it. The only thing I didn't like, literally the only one thing I did not like, and in fact, I literally hated it, was this yippee thing that was horrible. And I'm not even going to repeat it because it's so horrible. But I'm not the only one. There were other firsts, like in the VancouFur chat, there's like this anti-yippee movement going. So it's not just me. And hopefully we can get that banned or something. But other than that, really great. Highly recommend VancouFur to all you furs if you haven't been yet.
Okay, I have to ask, I know you don't wanna talk about it, but what is this yippee thing?
Well, I mean, so you know how, like at cons, someone will say something or someone will do something or something
Uh-huh.
happens, and then that's
mhm.
like the thing for the con.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
And I don't know if this started last year or this year, but like, and the first time I heard it was in the dance comp, and the MC did this like high pitched yippee thing, said yippee. I'm not even gonna,
Mhm.
but very high pitched and and then like everyone does it, and they just started doing it throughout the entire con, and it was so annoying. It hurt my puppy ears so much. and and
Oh.
then but some people would get like proud of themselves from teaching, like there'd be like some little kids, and they would go up and teach them how to do the yippee thing, and I'm like, don't do that, oh my cow. And I would yell during fursuit games when people did that. I yelled, no, no, no. And
So that's the
And every chance I got, I'd be
that's the
no,
Canadian version of
no.
awoo, apparently.
Yeah.
See,
Bunch
and
of
the thing
coyotes,
is, there weren't
apparently.
hardly any awoos,
Okay.
but it did start that. People started saying, like, in the chat and everything, like, $5,000 no yippee, $5,000 fine. And we're like, okay, awoo is okay, just $5,000
For
fine
yippee.
for
All
yippee.
right.
And
Well,
it's like,
I think a woo is only a $500
Yeah.
fine.
So,
it's only 250,
oh,
well, or 350 depending on who you talk to.
Well,
But
remember you got to convert for Canadian
right.
dollars too.
And plus, awoo
good
has
point.
been decriminalized, so it's available for
Mm.
recreational
Oh,
and medicinal use now.
Oh,
and
that's
medicinal.
good.
See, there we go. There we go. It's so much
It's
better
so
in so
much
many
better.
different ways.
Yes, yes, yes.
Mm.
So much better. I definitely support the awoo, not the yippee.
All right.
So we were in line to closing ceremonies and talking about how much we hated the yippee thing and everything. And apparently, I didn't see this, but my honey saw this. Apparently, someone was a few ahead of us and had just got done teaching someone how to do the yippee, and then he apparently heard us talking about how horrible it was, and apparently he got like unhappy, like visually unhappy about it,
Really?
and maybe offended that we hated the yippee thing or something. So I don't know,
Stupid
but
Americans.
Maybe,
I
yeah, maybe you have to
I
be
know.
Canadian to
I
enjoy it.
guess. I guess.
So other than that, definitely recommend the VancouFur. We're seriously considering thinking about going next year. And as my honey said, got to defend my title. I have a title now. It's got to defend it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. There you go. All right. Well, good.
so
I'm glad
that
you had
was
a good time.
VancouFur 2024.
I must say you looked very dapper, and the music
That's right. You
choices
saw
were
that.
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, so all you first shout out to Rayne Raccoon here. He helped me. So the theme for VancouFur was Claws and Clockwork. It was a steampunk theme, and so of course all you furs probably know that Rayne is all steampunk raccoon. So he helped me pick out my ensemble for the cutie pageant.
Your ensemble.
And
Ensemble.
Did you
ensemble.
have accoutrement on your ensemble?
Accoutrement, le poisson.
You had croissants on your shoulders.
Fromage?
You had croissant epaulettes as accoutrement on your ensemble.
Ensemble.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time, and it sounds like something that you're going to plan on going
Yeah.
back to again in the future. So
We definitely are wanting to do it next year so far.
nice,
So yeah.
nice. Good. How long was the drive?
So we did this. Honey was very smart in that he thought, well, let's stop in, because we're way south of VancouVer.
Mhm.
So we stopped in Portland and stayed the night there, and that took some time off the trip. And we avoided some of the traffic that way and drove up. I think it was, I forget how long. I want to say with all our stops, maybe 6 or 7 hours to get to VancouVer from Portland.
Okay.
And
All
then
right.
the second,
Not
on the
bad at
way
all.
back, we stopped in Seattle for a night. We know someone in Seattle, so we stopped in Seattle on the way back, and so that would divvied up the trip
That
very
does,
nicely.
yeah.
It's only a 3-hour drive to Seattle or something.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Seattle's not as far away as everybody thinks it is. For us,
It's
it's really
not.
not.
And in fact, the people, I did meet a lot of furs at VancouVer that had seen me at A&W because they had been to A&W because it's like so close
Right.
to them.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So that was cool. That was cool.
Awesome possum. All right. Now,
Indeed.
a couple of weeks ago, our last episode, you had mentioned that we didn't have any cat formations because you didn't have a new buck. You didn't have a new buck or a new book. So
No, it was a very
He
something
can't get a
about a
buck in his
deer. I
doghouse.
don't
you
know.
can't.
It's not going to
No.
happen.
No.
The antlers just aren't going to fit through the door.
True.
No.
True. So, but do you have anything that is a formation for us now?
I do.
Oh, good. Good.
This one is, the book is called Corgi State of Mind.
Oh, so it's
Positive
I love
daily
corgis.
mantras
so
for kids.
corgimations.
Oh.
Corgimations?
Positive daily.
Corgimations?
Corgimation?
Yeah, I guess
So
corgimations.
So yes, it's along the same lines as cat formations, but now it's a corgi. And so I'll go ahead and read 3 each episode. The first 3. Oh, well, there's an intro. There's this little corgi talking, and he says, "Hey there, be yourself. There's really no one better. Come with me. It's fun. You'll see. Let's say these things together."
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, so the first thing we say is, We also say, why is someone tying their shoe? There's a I
Because
hadn't
Because
seen
their
this.
shoe needs
There's
to be
like a
tied.
picture of someone tying their shoe, and it has
Well,
nothing to do with anything.
but you have to remember, corgis have very short legs. Everything they see is pretty much just people's feet.
So that might be
Kind of like
why.
a snake.
That's like all they see all day. Yes.
That's all they see. That's true. That's true. That sheds light on that. So this one.
Sheds light on
Can't
that.
talk,
Okay,
Amy.
good.
Huck, words. This one. Today will be a great day. I am loved, and I belong. Ah, woo.
Yippee.
Not start with that. I eat healthy, nutritious foods to keep my body strong. Ah, woo. And I am confident and walk tall with every stride. Ah, woo.
Woo.
And
But-
those
But corgis don't walk tall with any stride.
he's trying. He's
Oh,
He's as-
he is
He's as
trying.
tall as he
Aw.
needs to be.
he's as tall as he needs to be.
His feet reach the ground.
That's
That's all that
right.
matters.
Absolutely. Well, those are good. I like those.
Yeah, no, they're good. They're
Nice.
good. I am.
And the drawings are very
Mhm.
cute.
They are.
Corgis
They're
are
very
adorable.
cute.
I would buy a corgi if they weren't
They
so
are.
expensive.
Are they expensive?
A puppy runs
Yes,
about
they're-
$3,500.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Even from
For-
a
for a
home
loaf?
breeder,
Really?
yes. Even from a home breeder, you're looking anywhere from about $800 to $2,500 for a home
Wow.
breeder, like a pet quality
Yeah.
corgi.
Not
I had no
papered.
idea. Well,
Yeah,
good to know.
Not
you want
papered, yeah.
papered, you're looking at least $5,000.
Yeah,
Wow.
I got lucky like with my pug because pugs are usually about $2,500 up. I found a papered breeder who was a home breeder and had puppies at an odd time of the year. So
Mm.
she had puppies that she needed to get rid of, and it was kind of off season. And
Off-season.
so
I got an
my
off-season pug.
for yeah, I got my pug for like
Off-season
$600, which was very
Yeah.
cheap.
And you know it. And extra bonus there too is when you have a paper breeder, that's really great because then you don't have to go to the store when you run out of, their
Yeah,
printer
you don't have
can't
to go to the
print anymore.
stationery store. Yeah,
The nice thing about a
Saves a lot of
stationary
money.
store, you always know where it's at because it's stationary.
it's
It's
always
always right there. It doesn't go
Yes.
anywhere.
All right, well, let's talk about what we've been mediaing. Where to begin for me? Well, let's see. I watched The Revenant starring Leonardo DiCaprio. It is DiCaprio, but when I typed it, it came out DiCaprio, which is kind of funny.
because
Yeah.
because it loves me. It loves me so much because it knows how much I hate him.
I'm rewatching Disjointed, starring Kathy Bates on Netflix. That is an hilarious show. She runs a pot shop in California, and it is
Oh.
just, it's adorable, it's sweet, it's funny, and I think she was actually high the whole time she actually filmed it because she was constantly giggling and laughing and everything at everything that's going on around the set. So
Well, I love Kathy Bates too. She's just
yeah,
awesome.
I mean it's bingeable. It's a bingeable show, and what's nice about it is they'll go from one episode to the next, and then the main character plots have changed from one episode to the next. So like they were dating and then they're not dating anymore. And they don't go through a whole episode of explaining why. They're just not dating anymore. And
They're just not.
it's just kind of fun. And they break it up with fake ads for different things. Like there's
Nice.
one ad in there from, "Is your pizza late? Has it been 25 minutes and is not delivered yet? You may be entitled to compensation. Call now. Young and High law firms will get you your compensation that you need." So,
Well, I must say, when you have the munchies and you've ordered a
Mm-hmm.
pizza and it doesn't come when you're expecting it to be there,
yep.
it's very disappointing.
Mhm.
Now, on the other hand, I have been a little bit high and forgot that I ordered a pizza. And when it arrived, I was super surprised and super duper
Very
happy.
happy.
Like I was like, "Oh my gosh.
They knew I
did you
needed
guys,
a
like, read
pizza."
my mind?" Yeah.
Wow.
I totally just completely forgot I ordered
Uh,
it. And I hear a doorbell. I'm like, who's at my damn door?
I can't.
And I get down there, it's the pizza guy, and I'm like,
Oh.
oh, I must have ordered a pizza earlier. He just laughed and handed me the pizza.
Uh,
I think he knew I was more baked than the pizza.
Nice, nice. Uh, so yeah, so if you have chance, give it a listen. They're only about the episodes are only about
Oh, yeah.
25 minutes long, so they're
Oh,
easy to
very
watch, very
bingeable.
bingeable, very
Yeah,
easy to watch, and very funny, very very funny.
good.
Um, yeah.
Nice. I'll write that down.
And I watched another
What is it on, by the way?
Netflix. It's
Netflix.
on
Okay,
Netflix,
great.
so it's very simple and very easy to watch. I watched another episode of For All Mankind. I really like that show. It's doing very well. I like it a lot.
Nice.
I want to start watching Napoleon on Apple TV, but I haven't gotten around to watching that yet. They've got a new series about the little dictator. And of course, lots of editing. And other than that, not much on the media front. I have lots of books that I wanted to start reading, but I just haven't had the chance. So hopefully, with our new editing schedule and recording schedule, I'll have a little more free time to
A little more free
do
time.
some reading and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Taebyn, how about you? What have you been up to consuming in the media world?
Consume. Um, what? I don't even know.
Yes, consuming or eating or drinking, consuming.
Or
Yes, whatever you want to do.
doing the thing where you
Hmm.
intake
Yes.
South Park for lunchies, and I did get a Lower Decks episode in. Somehow I did that. I think last time I talked about how we started Resident Alien,
Hmm.
and I think one of you said you've seen it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we
Yeah.
both
Good.
have.
Oh, you both have. Okay, yeah. So we finished season 1, and that last line of the season is like hilariously priceless. It's just such the best ending to a season. It's so good. Um, anyway, we started just today. We started a Netflix show called Unstable with Rob Lowe, and his son is actually in it too. Have either of you heard of
I
this
have
show?
not. Is it about horses that
No.
don't live in a stable?
That it started out that
Mm.
way, and then they realized, no, we got to do
Oh,
something
okay.
different
Okay.
with this here. So it's gone downhill from there. It's pretty good. I mean, it's we only saw the first episode, so I'm not quite sure what it's about. Like what I know so far is Rob Lowe plays like genius head of a bioengineering that came up with a whole bunch of stuff, and he's rich and just really smart and stuff, but his wife passed away and he's still working on that. I don't know. It's pretty good though. It's a cute little show. It's funny. It's Rob Lowe is pretty good. I think
Hmm.
he's usually good at
Hmm.
what he
Hmm.
does. So we'll keep
Is
watching.
it a comedy or a drama?
It's a
Oh,
comedy.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd rate it as a sitcom.
Okay.
So it's pretty good. What else have we been watching? It's been like 2 weeks. We've had to been watching something else, but I'm not
Well, I
sure.
mean, you were traveling to VancouFur, so
There you
right.
go. That was a whole week.
So
See,
and I
that's
have
why.
to ask you,
Yes.
what did you watch in the hotel?
We actually didn't watch anything.
You didn't partake of the wonderful Canadian television broadcasting system?
We did not actually.
The CBN?
We turned it on the TV, but there was like nothing on and stuff, and we were just kind of busy, either that or just wanted downtime or something. So we
Huh,
didn't actually turn anything on.
wow.
So
Okay.
I did. Ooh, so something. Speaking of which, actually, how sometimes at cons they'll stream their like big main
Right.
events
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff through the
Mhm.
TV. We couldn't find that. They did have a channel that said like visitor channel, but nothing was ever on it. But they did stream the stuff through their Twitch, Vancouver's
Oh,
Twitch.
nice.
So we actually, just because we didn't like I don't know why this happened, how this happened. We actually didn't register for the con
What?
until the day before, like the last day you could actually
Really?
register. I don't even know how
Wow.
that
How did
happened because
you
I
Uh,
applied for
you are
we got a
usually you
hotel
register
room.
twice.
right.
Huh?
Usually you register twice.
I know, right? Right. That's a true
Like,
thing.
yeah, last time it was I forgot I already registered.
Yes, and I've done that several times at both like
Hmm.
A&W and FC. I think I've done that, but no,
Hmm.
we got a hotel room and everything.
Well, that's good. It's a good thing you didn't show up and not have a hotel room.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
see, I mean, if it had to go one way or the other, that's good. So we had a hotel room. I had applied for my panels and everything, but it came to and we always check these things
Right.
like
I know.
we're OCD. I mean, you know
Uh-huh.
me. We,
Yes.
we check these all the time, and so it turns out it's like a few weeks before the con or whatever. It turns out to be the last day, And we were checking to, make sure we're registered and everything. I can't find any confirmation of registered. Can you? And like, we can't find an email. I don't have a screenshot of it. I don't have
Hmm.
anything. So I found out who was in charge of that, and I asked him. And indeed, we had not yet
Oh
registered.
no.
Oh wow.
And by then they had sold out of sponsor
Oh
and
no.
everything. So we actually had to register as attendee.
Oh no.
I
Oh
don't think
my
I've
gosh.
ever
As an
registered as
attendee, right?
attendee.
No.
Wow.
This was my 34th con, and I've never registered for attendee.
No, that's not true. That's not true. The very first con I went to you with was FC. We both registered as attendees.
Oh, did
Yes.
we? Oh,
Remember,
I
because we
bet
had to
that's right.
wait in
I bet
line
that's
for
right.
everything, and after that, we said,
We had to wait
"Never
in
again.
line,
We're gonna
and
go next level up."
that's
Yes.
exactly right. I remember now. We're like, okay, never,
Nope.
nope, nope, not
Nope.
doing
Nope.
it.
Nope.
So, before we knew anything,
Right.
right? Um, so we were both attendee, and we didn't want to stand in the line waiting for the dance comp because that is just going to be horrible. And we're not even.
Right.
I think did they have an overflow? I don't think they even had an overflow. So it was just it wasn't. So we decided to actually just stay in the room and watch the dance comp through their Twitch, which was totally fine, and because we got to sit there and not be crowded and just go use the restroom if we need it. It was great. So that was actually crazy. Never doing that
All
again.
right. All right. Rayne, how about you? What have you been watching?
Oh,
Oh,
Oh
wait.
wait.
Taebyn has another thing.
I
Okay.
do. So that's what. Oh, I know how we got on that because I was like, "What else have we been watching?" And you said, "Oh, well, you went to Vancouver." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's right. That's how that happened."
Thank you for the recap,
Um,
listeners. The recap of what just happened 5 seconds ago.
we- in case you missed the last 5 seconds, but so that's what we've been watching. I've been playing Bloons, Hearthstone, Royal Match, Two Dots on phone, and also Beat Saber. And shout out to Rayne so we were at VancouVer, and Rayne let me know that they had just come out with a Daft Punk pack for Beat Saber that was now on
Mm-hmm.
sale. I was like, oh, that's so neat. So
Yeah.
I bought that, and
I
I've done
wanted to
that,
let
which
you
is
know
really
ahead of
cool.
time because they were gonna raise the price up after I think a week.
Mm.
So
Oh,
so that's why I let you know like ahead of time that hey, this just came out. It's like it's on sale. Normally like $20 and it's like $14
it was
right
I
now.
got it for like 13 or yeah, so it
Yeah,
was great. So
13 or
I got it right.
$14.
Wait,
Yeah.
must have got it just at the end, but
Yeah.
it's really cool and really fun. Anyway, sorry, I'm done. I just remembered I forgot to just tell you the important things about what I've been playing, but now we're done with that.
Okay.
Done. Rain,
Rayne.
as Barely started to say,
No, so
rain.
I had a really relaxing kind of weekend. I didn't have anything going on, nothing scheduled, nothing that I needed to do. So I actually sat down and watched the new Wonka starring Timothy Chalamet.
Oh, how was it?
And I thought it was a fantastic movie. Hugh Grant as an Oompa Loompa was equally an odd choice and very funny.
Yeah?
I had not heard about the show.
Oh, it's so good. So story-wise, it's about the early days of Wonka getting started in his candy making endeavors. And then he gets swindled and forced into indentured servitude by a really horrible woman named Miss Scrubbit. So kind of wackiness ensues. Very fun movie. The musical numbers were really well done, not
Mhm.
overdone. There was only musical like sections of the movie when it like moved the story forward. So I kind of liked that. It wasn't an overly done musical number type
Oh,
movie.
that's good. That's good.
Like I said, it was really well done. And the rendition of Pure Imagination that Timothy Chalamet did at the end was just perfect. It brought tears to my eyes. It was so good.
Oh,
Nice.
nice. Yeah, I bet
So
so.
like if you're a fan of the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie with Gene Wilder, definitely watch Wonka. It
Which I am.
tells the story of what happened before he got the chocolate factory, and
Cool.
you get to see the chocolate factory come to life at the end of the movie and everything. And
Do
he,
you
yeah,
find out where the Oompa Loompas came from and all that?
yes.
Ooh, that's
So
exciting.
there's a whole storyline for the Oompa Loompas, and yeah, there's only really Hugh Grant Oompa Loompa
Mhm.
in the movie,
Cool.
but eventually I think he goes back and convinces the other Oompa Loompas to come work in the factory because they live on an island with only 3 cocoa beans on the entire island.
Ah.
Only 3.
Yeah, so that for a whole
I
tribe of
mean,
Oompa Loompas, and they love their chocolate.
Mm.
So
if I only had 3 cocoa beans on the island I lived, I would definitely wanna move off that
Mhm.
thing.
right,
Oh my.
you move into Wonka's factory. Heck yeah. So been replaying some of my old games on Steam because I got a new Steam Deck OLED.
Ooh.
So that's been really fun. What a powerful little machine. Like, I can use it as a backup computer if my main computer ever dies.
Wow.
It's actually capable of running like Reaper DAW, the program that I use
Oh,
to edit the podcast
really?
with. Yes, it's very powerful,
And how
very
much did that
quick.
set you back?
It was like
Oh,
600
good lord.
bucks.
Okay.
But it's got a 1 terabyte drive in it.
Oh, oh,
Um,
okay.
so like they have cheaper
Okay.
models. I just went for the expensive one. Actually, so what happened was Drunk Raccoon was remembering how much he enjoyed like learning about the Steam Deck from the AV guys at Get Off the
Uh-huh.
Float and A&W. And Drunk Raccoon saw an ad for Steam Deck and was like, "Ooh, they've got the new OLED one out now. Better screen, better battery life, and blah blah blah." And Drunk Raccoon bought Sober Raccoon a Steam Deck.
Nice.
It was
So
very nice. Very nice.
Sober Raccoon woke up the next morning on Saturday and was surprised to see the confirmation email that my unit had shipped.
Just like when you got that. Just like when you got that pizza, it's the same type of
Yeah.
Right,
surprise. Like,
right. Yeah.
And you're like, "Huh? What?"
Luckily, Drunk Raccoon put it on the PayPal credit and not like just took the money out of my
Well, that's
account.
good.
So
That's good.
Sober Raccoon can abide by that.
Ah.
So yeah, I've been playing Doom Eternal and Dishonored on there, replaying them actually because I hadn't played them in quite a
Hmm.
while. And they run like really good. It's nice because I can like go right before bed, take my Steam Deck in
Mhm.
there, maybe play for 45 minutes in bed
Nice.
comfortably, and then when I'm done, just hit the sleep button, throw it on the nightstand, and good to go. I like it.
Nice.
It's fun.
Nice. I have acquired
Oh, you got a Switch.
you got to switch. Oh my cow! Barely.
I
You are joining us in this technological.
well,
Well,
it was a gift
oh,
from a fan of Off Leash
Oh
because we were
wow.
talking on Off Leash about how everybody was playing various games together as a group.
Mm-hmm.
And I says, "Well, I don't have a Switch. I don't know that I could, really justify the purchase of one." And like and then all of a sudden the doorbell rang and there was a package. And I was like, "What?" I opened it up and it was the Switch. I'm like, "Okay." So I got on the chat. I said, "Who sent me a Switch?" And one of the pups says, "Well, you said you didn't have one and it felt like you needed one, so I sent you one." I'm like, "Oh,
so
okay."
Oh,
first
nice.
there's the surprise pizza, then there's the surprise raccoon deck, and now the surprise
Yeah.
switch for
Right?
Barely. There's
I
all
love
kinds
it.
of
I
stuff.
Yeah.
love it. Yes, like so I thank
Yeah.
that
Well, the Switch is a fun machine. I really enjoy it.
yeah,
The only downside is like for me, the Switch is just a Switch. It's only a game
right.
console, and the Steam Deck is actually a full-fledged Linux computer
Nice.
that just runs an overlay of Steam
Mhm.
and runs Wine and stuff in the background. So it runs just about anything you throw at it. But it's kind of nice. I like the modding,
Yeah.
of it a little bit more.
Very
So
cool. Very cool.
I'm happy with it. It's been a lot of fun playing with it. And then lastly, I started reading How to Be Dead, which is a very funny British humor about a guy who hires on with death to help fix his mistakes. So apparently, ghosts
Yeah.
are people that death kind of
Missed.
like
Oh.
missed.
Okay. Okay.
They died, and death forgot to be there for them.
Oh.
He had some rough times, when he and the other four horsemen
I mean,
split
the
up.
pizza showed
Uh,
up, and he
yeah,
didn't realize it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So it's really cute. It's very funny. I'm like probably about 100 pages into the first book of the series,
Nice.
and so far I'm loving it. It's like I said, it kind of reminds me of the Discworld novels by Terry Pratchett.
Okay.
All
Right.
the death
Right. Right.
stories in Discworld, like Mort and all that
Mhm.
stuff, and Hogfather.
Okay.
Death has kind of got that kind of vibe to him. He's kind of like, but just more hip and up to date because Discworld is, kind of supposed to be taking place in a more primitive time.
Okay.
But other than that, yeah, I like it. It was a free. I think it was like a free series on Prime.
Oh.
So, like, if you have Prime, go to your Kindle thing and see if
Oh,
you can see if it's there for free
cool.
still. I got it for free.
if it's not for free, it'll be like either 3, 5, 7,
Yeah, it won't
13,
be very expensive, and it's definitely worth it if you can get it. So
3,
far, I'm
5, 7, 13, 17
oh
because it's on
god,
Prime. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it, Taebyn. I got
I'll
it.
shut
So I
up.
don't know if you've
But their
noticed.
prices usually are like 3, 5, or 7 for the books.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you've noticed or anything, but I didn't set up my background today, and
Yes.
Oh, that's true.
I didn't, and I'm noticing that my camera is flopped from what it used to be. I mean,
Oh, it
normally
is.
it's a mirror image, and I can't read my shirts and stuff, but I can read my shirt, which is kind of strange to me.
Well, yeah, no, I can usually read your stuff
Yeah,
on
yeah, you
here.
can usually read my stuff.
Yeah, because
So,
yeah,
but I never
but
could. It was
weird.
always backwards. So it's very strange. All of a sudden, this is different. So
That
that
is
is
weird.
weird.
Yeah, mine's flipped.
Yeah.
Mine's flipped because the background should be the other way
Huh.
around.
Yeah. It's weird. Weird.
Weird.
Very weird. Very
Yeah.
weird. Updates. All right. So let's play some trivia. I have my trivia questions ready to go. Are you ready to learn some trivia things?
Let's learn some trivial things.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
All right, Taebyn, the first question is for you. And this comes from things
Oh.
they don't teach you in school.
I like how you actually said that because the way you said was, okay, Taebyn the first
Oh, Taebyn the
Taebyn the
first.
first.
question is
But
for you.
you're Taebyn
Taebyn the
2.0,
first.
so
As they say in Game of Thrones, Taebyn, first of his name, ruler of the Andals.
Yes. That's right. That's right.
ruler of the crispy
Ruler of the
chickens.
crispy
Yes.
nuggets. All right. In Germany, you can lose your driver's license if you run out of gas on the highway. True or false?
In
In
Germany.
Germany.
I'm going to say true.
The answer is false, but you can be fined as unnecessary stops are prohibited.
Even if you're
Yes.
like, it was actually kind of necessary. It seems like that would be kind of necessary.
Yes.
Well, if you're on the Autobahn and you run out of gas and you're blocking a lane, that's a bad thing because the Autobahn has no speed limit
Yes, you could.
in many
Yes.
sections. So you could actually cause a bad accident. So I can see why they would fine you for that.
Okay. Rayne, their question is, what do
Okay.
you call the area that is normally used for the very first stroke of each hole on a golf course?
That would be the tee
You are
box.
correct. That is the tee box.
That's the only thing I remember about learning how to golf.
Okay.
Well, that and get it in the clown's mouth.
Oh, yes, the clown's mouth. Yes. Okay, Taebyn, your question is, what is the first name of the wife of Ozzy Osbourne, the rock legend from Black Sabbath?
And if you don't get this, I'm going to scream it.
Peggy.
Sharon!
Oh, I think I actually need that.
Because he screams it all the
And
time.
that actually
like
came
that.
from the
Oh.
card. I should have known that.
I should have. See, well, exactly.
Okay. Rayne, how
Okay.
long does it take after eating something for it to be excreted from your body?
From my body or from like
A normal body, a normal human body.
Oh, I would say anywhere from 2 to 6 hours, maybe.
It is actually 24 hours.
Oh.
24 hours. Taebyn, hi.
Hi.
What are the Golden Raspberry Awards or the Razzies?
What happens when the chicken eats bad tomatoes?
Actually, the Golden Razzies are the prizes awarded to the year's worst efforts in the film industry.
Oh, so like anything
So
I
I think Crispy Ascension is probably in the running for that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it probably wins all the Razzies.
All the Razzies. Good.
All right, Taebyn, or no, Rayne, what country is famous for the beer Corona?
Oh, that would be Mexico.
Mexico is the right. Circle gets the square. Okay,
Circle gets the raccoon.
Taebyn,
I like circles.
why don't crocodiles ever attack hippopotamus?
I don't know barely why don't crocodiles ever attack hippopotamus.
You don't know? Oh, the reason is because a hippopotamus can bite a crocodile in half with one bite.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not a very good punchline.
The hippopotamus is the most dangerous animal in the world. They by far kill more people
Oh,
than any other
and I'm not
animal.
going to ask you this question, Rayne, because it's too simple. I'm going to find a different one for you.
Okay.
The question was, what TV series is one of the main characters named Mr. Spock? I mean,
Oh my
right?
cow!
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that would be too easy.
That
We all know it's Star Wars,
Okay.
Return of the
Yes.
Doctor.
Return of the,
I,
the
if not Star Wars, Doctor Who.
right. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
What color is a sapphire?
Ooh, sapphire is blue.
You are correct. Blue it is.
My
Circle gets
grandmother
the
was a
square.
jeweler.
Your grandmother was a Jeweler?
A
Oh,
jeweler.
okay.
Not yeah.
barely
She
got
wasn't
you
she
before I
wasn't
could.
like Santos's I'm Jewish. No, she was a jeweler.
Jewish. You know,
I'm Jewish. I'm not really
He's
as
running
he's
again,
running
Jewish
by the
again. I
as
way.
saw that. Like, what kind of idiot would vote for him a second time? The same idiots that'll vote
What
for,
kind of idiot would vote for the first
yeah,
one?
the
Yeah.
same ones. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, now it's time for our furry news.
furry news.
I'll zhuzh that
Okay.
up. I'll do something with it.
Run it through a voice filter and add a little
Yeah.
warble to it or something. So,
Furry news.
Maybe we should add furry news now. Is that what we would call it? FNN.
FNN, Furry News Now.
Yes.
That's like on the
Yes.
on that disjointed. They talk about the CNNN, which is the
CNN.
which is the Cannabis News Network now.
Now, okay. Got it.
CNNN. All right.
Now.
All right. Our first story: music cut from the 2023 Ursa Major Awards after squabbling.
Oh no.
Yep. Voting opened on March 1st for the 2023 Ursa Major Awards, but the event intended to identify and celebrate the best works featuring non-human beings given human attributes has been marred by drama. Well before the close of the voting on its popular selected nominees on March 24th. Initially, there were 15 award categories, but the music category was removed 5 days after the nominees were announced. The organization posted an additional explanation on its front page. It's important to remember that the Ursa Major Awards, like so many other awards, are designed to celebrate and recognize great works, not to judge the character or personality of creators. Unfortunately, the personal squabbling, attacks, and counterattacks have reached a fever pitch in the Best Music category this year. The staff of the ALAA have made the unfortunate observation that the category has been compromised, and so we have made the difficult decision to cancel the Best Music category for works from last year of 2023. We fully intend to attempt the award in that category again next year for works from 2024, hopefully with some better controls in place. The formerly nominated works within the category were album Cruel Oasis by Cassidy Civet, the single Hullabaloo by Cassidy Civet, the album Tech Dog 1 through 7 by Patricia Taxon, the album Triple Threat by Clace, and the single Vestigial by Daniel Loud and Mary E. Loud. Clace, who cut business ties with Cassidy Civet after comments made during a dispute over the definition of furry music, also requested the removal of the Best Game nominee, Komoribi, which contained some songs from Triple Threat, which Cassidy had written. And of course, voting for the Ursa Major Awards closed on March 24th. And Taebyn, you said you have a note about Cassidy at VancouFur.
Yeah, so I mean, poor Cassidy. She applied and had like a bunch of panels like she normally does. She had her
Survivor. Right.
Survivor, and she had a concert and something else she did. And I had it on my list of things to go see and do and everything. And then I look later when I'm at the con, and it's like it's not on the schedule anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh.
I forget exactly what happened, and I talked to Cassie a little bit, and I forget exactly what happened, but something about Furs talked to the con board and everything, and had issues with Cassidy because, well, Cassidy and stuff. And so they decided to pull every one of Cassidy's events from the schedule.
Yeah.
Cassidy was still there and still participated, but all her stuff went away. And it was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
what? Why? What?
Right. Yeah.
Anyway.
Our next story is about another well-known fur that has passed away. Curicis alpinus, editor of Claw Volume 1 and Writers Guild member, passes away. Furry author and editor Curicis alpinus passed away in a Swedish hospital on March 5th following a visit to Nordic FuzzCon, also known on Twitter as the Red Doll. And as a member of the Furry Writers Guild, Casey Alpinus, she leaves behind a legacy of work and her mate and fellow furry author and guild member, Ocean Tigrax. As well as her writing and editing, Curicis shared her activism and admiration for her fellow women of color and supported furries of color by helping to organize gatherings and sharing experiences in history using her degree in political science. Furries have been sharing fan art that feature her D-hole and dire wolf hybrid in her memory. Bad Dogs Books is celebrating her life by offering Claw Volume 1 for free through the month of March, which is a lesbian anthology released in 2018, inspired by the Fang series focused on male-male partnerships, as well as Roar Volume 9 and Dogs of War 2 Aftermath, in which she had stories. Her work also featured Inhuman Acts and Bleak Horizons, and she won the 2020 Coyote Award for Best Anthology with a selection of Anthropomorphic Regalements, Volume 1. And we mentioned Mary Loud before, and she has been defrocked as Furlandia's guest of honor for embracing AI art. Furlandia announced on February 23rd that Ursa Major award-winning furry author Mary E. Loud was removed as guest of honor, citing her use of artificial intelligence to create her work's cover art and the ensuing backlash. Despite the strong response to her use of AI, the announcement's second paragraph seemed to suggest that Furlandia is neutral on AI art itself. From Furlandia on their website, it says, earlier this week, we made the difficult decision to remove our writing guest of honor for 2024, Mary E. Loud. This is a decision we do not make lightly and is all the more difficult for us as they have been a longtime supporter of Furlandia. So why have we done this? It comes down to their decision to use AI-generated art as a tool in the creation of things such as book covers, the professional backlash that has accompanied it, and the general attitude towards this topic in the fandom. Undoubtedly, the topic of AI-generated art is incredibly divisive and controversial in our fandom at this time, and a lot of people have very strong opinions about it. We made this decision not to push a particular opinion, but because our goal is to bring people together to celebrate the furry fandom, of which artists are the undeniable backbone. Continuing with Mary as a guest of honor would have made the people understandably uncomfortable, and that's not something we want. This is not an easy thing for any convention to have to do, and we hope anyone who's disappointed will understand. Thank you, the Furlandia staff. Now, Mary, of course, was deeply hurt by this, and she responded to the chairman of Furlandia. She says, so I understand that you've canceled my position because you received complaints about my behavior, not because my behavior is wrong, but because you're responding to public opinion, despite having already concluded that my accomplishments are worthy of the position. I hope you have, she goes on to say other things, and she says, I hope you have a good con. I've always enjoyed Furlandia because of the kindness of the actual attendees. However, in my experience, it is also so badly run that I have to wonder if it's worth the trouble of attending. I'm willing to attend this year because you were running it. I guess that hasn't accounted for much as I thought. And then she was also removed from the Furries Writer Guild. Prior to this announcement, the Furries Writers Guild had removed Mary as a member. Her profile page still exists of this writing. However, it only has her photo on it. As of this time, there's been no official announcement by the Guild of her removal. However, the last time she was promoted in their news blurbs was in November 2023. And finally, in keeping with negative news, the Leo Awards shuts down due to lack of judges. On March 3rd, the Leo Awards announced that they would be retiring its Writers Award. This award started in 2018 by Thurston Howell, not Thurston Howell III, but Thurston Howell, and its publishing was written by Fred Patton that year. Thurston had announced their consolidation with another furry publisher, Fenris Publishing, in December of 2023. The announcement listed several reasons for making this decision, which included the lack of judges, the lack of interest in the awards outside of the writers themselves. So there's that. As a final note, they said, let us clarify our stance against AI is that we oppose it. Mary's novels, nominated by several furry guild members, were allowed to go in only after fact checking that they were written years before the AI writing engines were used. Finally, their covers weren't considered for any categories. Now, I would like to offer an editorial opinion about all of this stuff. And here it is. The furry fandom is in danger of imploding. Almost daily, we are seeing infighting, canceling of cons, the ostracization of various furs for unfounded biases, removal of guests of honor based on hearsay and conjecture, and overall malaise with those furs who are in power. Where is this going to end? I feel it's going to end with the fandom becoming a shadow of its former self. In today's world, exclusion is becoming commonplace. We, as furries, should come together, not blow ourselves apart. Open communication, debate when necessary, and acceptance should be the norm. If you disagree with something or someone in the fandom, you should talk with them one on one and come to an understanding. Don't buy into the hype of second, third, and fourth hand reports. And if you are one of those in power, then do your own research and come to your own conclusions. For when we start to become cliquish, we will exclude more than we welcome. Intolerance and personal biases have no place in the fandom, and we don't need to be attacked from forces within. I will acknowledge that certain participants in the fandom are in it for illegal or nefarious purposes, and those furs should be rightfully barred. However, barring a furry because they seek to clarify information, have political or sociological beliefs opposing your own, or using advanced technology is not healthy or productive. Let's open the lines of communication. Let's learn about each other before condemning each other. Let's embrace the future, and let's all enjoy the fandom for what it has to offer. All right, upcoming events. Let's see. Hi, Taebyn. How are
Hi.
you?
I'm fine. How are
That's
you?
good. We kind of took a dark turn there for the last 5 to 10 minutes. So let's get up.
Yeah, we usually don't do so much negative
I know, but
news,
that's
but it was like
but
that.
that was all that came up. That was all that
Well,
came up to
well,
this week.
I mean, Ziggy did have a story about or about rats eating the pot in police stations and getting high as
Oh,
well.
okay.
So maybe we'll put that in next week for everybody to enjoy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So coming up March 29th through the 31st, which is the weekend that this episode drops, you have two that you can go to. You can go to Las Vegas, Nevada to the Las Vegas FurCon, or you can go to Stockdale, Texas for the Knackle Furry Camping Con. I have no idea what the Knackle Furry Camping Con is, but
I I don't even know where Stockdale is, and I lived in Texas for 20 years.
it's somewhere. Also, this weekend is a third one in Braun, France, is of course Fantastique.
My favorite name.
Coming up the week of April 5th through the 7th, you have two cons that you can choose from. You can go to the Golden State Fur Con in Los Angeles, or you can go to the Motor City Furry Con in Ypsilanti, Michigan. April 12th through the 14th, you have three cons that you can choose from. You can go to Furcation Land in Portland, Maine. You can go to the Woods Flock in Spencer, Tennessee, or you can
Okay, that's my second one. That's my second
yes,
favorite one.
Woods Flock.
Was Flock.
You can
Nice.
go to the Furry Tea Party in Taiwan. I'm not going to try and say the city because I can't pronounce it. And then finally, the 19th through the 21st in Queensland, Australia, you can go to Furry Down Under, mate. Furry Down Under.
Well, sometimes I am, but other times I use my razor.
Oh, there you go. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? All right, then. I think now it's time for some math. We haven't had math in a few weeks. So, Taebyn, you warned us
Huh?
earlier that we're going to need a piece of paper and a writing
Yes.
implement, and so I have both of them available to me at my disposal.
Oh. Yes. So I hadn't done some Mathmagic in a
Oh
while,
yes, Mathmagic is
and
fun.
I know we usually have fun with that. So I thought I'd do some
Okay.
Mathmagic. Everyone say yay!
Yay! Yippee!
Yay!
Yay!
No, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have. Oh my god. That's my fault. That's totally my
Mhm.
fault. So, and I think I'll do this both to Barely and Rayne, so that we're not like it's some of these things are like you can only do it once.
You got to spread around the pain, is what you're trying to say.
You got to spread around the paint. Some of these things are like you can only do it once because then you like it's the same answer every time, and it's like it's not magic anymore.
Mm,
But this is true mathemagic
okay.
that could be different each time.
Ooh.
So, Barely, how about if you go
Okay.
first? I mean, we'll do the same thing to both of you, but so I would like you to pick any 3 or 4 digit number that does not have repeating digits. And don't tell me what it
Okay.
is. Just write it down.
Okay.
3 or 4 digit number, no digits repeating.
Okay. Got it.
So they're all distinct. Okay. Now take that number and multiply it by any non-zero digit. 3, 5, 9, whatever you want.
Okay.
Okay. Got that?
Okay. Got it.
Got it. Now take that and multiply it again by any non-zero digit.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now take those digits. We'll call it, just for the sake of I'm gonna say next, call this the number.
Okay.
So take the number and rearrange the digits and put them in any order you want. So you make a new number out of those digits. Yeah, just rearrange them however you
Okay.
want.
Done.
Now take that number and the number and take the smallest of that and subtract it from the bigger.
Okay.
So you're basically just subtracting those two and making sure it's a positive number.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So look at that number, and just circle any non-zero digit in the number that you're looking
Okay.
at now. Now, here's where the Mathmagic comes in. So assuming you did the arithmetic
Yes.
right. So I don't know anything about the original number that you
Correct.
selected,
Correct.
right? And I don't know anything about any of the numbers you multiplied it by.
Correct.
And I don't know anything about how you rearranged those
Correct.
numbers. Okay. Now, take the numbers that you did not circle. So you circled one of the numbers. Take all the other numbers that you did not circle and read them to me.
4627.
4627. Now concentrate on the number you circled.
Okay, I'm concentrating. It's heavily in my brain. I see it resting there.
I see it resting too, and I think it's the number 8.
You are correct. Wow.
Magical pug.
Wow.
So, Mathmagic in this puppy brain right here.
Yes.
So, just to show you that you might think, oh, well, it's always the number 8 or something. Well, that's maybe coincidentally, but let's try it again. So, Rayne.
Okay.
Let's try this with you.
All right.
So, write down any 3 or 4 digit number in which there are no repeating digits. So, all the digits are distinct.
Got it.
Okay. Take that and multiply by any non-zero digit.
Of course, he could have been doing the same thing as I was doing it, but
Yeah, well.
Possibly. Probably not, but
possibly, yeah.
Well, I follow instructions.
That is a thing you're doing that's the same as a barely as you're following the instruction. So take that and again multiply by any non-zero digit number. It could be the same number, a different number.
I feel like there should be background music.
I'll put it in later.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Done.
So you had your number you wrote down. You multiplied by non-zero digit number, and then you did that again.
Right.
Now take the digits that you're in this number you have and rearrange them and put them in any order you want.
Okay. All right.
Now subtract those two numbers. Well, the smaller from the bigger of the two. So just so that you get a positive number.
Okay.
Okay. Now circle any non-zero digit in that number that you now have.
All right.
Okay. Again, I don't know anything about what number you started with or you multiplied it by two numbers basically, and I don't know what those are. I don't know how you rearrange anything. So now, slowly read to me all the numbers that are not in digits in that final number that are not circled.
3, 0, 8, 9.
3089. Okay. Now concentrate on your circled number.
I'm concentrating.
I see a number appearing. That number looks like a 7.
Oh my gosh, it is. Well, you can't see it because my camera blanked it out, but
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Puppy magic, I tell you.
that is pretty darn amazing.
That is amazing. I have to say.
And there is my Mathmagic for the week.
All right. Unfortunately,
Wow.
our listeners can't participate during that because they wouldn't be able to talk to you to
Right.
to concentrate on the numbers.
That's right. Yeah, there is
so,
that.
So what I think you should do is at some point just start putting random numbers in the Telegram and just say those are the answers of furs that have been trying this during the podcast.
Right. And they'll be like, oh yeah, there's
mine.
Look,
He
there
got
it
it.
is.
Yeah.
Then wait, no, I'm still looking. Oh yeah,
There
there
it
it is. He got it.
Amazing.
Amazing.
All right, let's get to some jokes. Taebyn, do you have your joke book available?
Let's-
I do.
Ooh. We got to be getting close.
And my joke app is still running.
We got to be
so
getting close to the end of
that's
that
good
book,
too.
don't we there, Taebyn?
We're actually only about halfway
Oh,
through.
well, okay then.
Wow, Hugh is prolific.
Hugh is definitely
You is prolific. I'm surprised we haven't seen any doubles in there from the ones that Rayne and I find.
Yeah.
I know,
Right?
right? That's a good
That's-
point. I don't think we
No,
have.
it's
I
very
don't think-
so.
So for all you first, I don't know, this book I have is called The Ultimate Dad Joke Book, 501 Hilarious Jokes and Puns by Hugh Murmy. And yes, please, Hugh
Humor
Murmy.
me.
And these, I have not pre-read these. I've just started reading them, and they could be bad, they could be good. I don't know. Whatever they are, you can't blame me or credit me because, I don't know. But Rayne and Barely, on the other hand,
We search them out. We look for the worst of the worst.
Well, yeah,
yay,
I just
on
have an app
purpose.
that
Woo.
gives me the worst of the worst. And I cherry pick the best of the worst from the app.
Best of the worst.
Nice.
Well, I have to say I'm a little upset today. I just got my doctor's results. Turns out I'm not going to be a doctor.
I'm so sorry to hear. That's horrible.
I'm sorry, but I'm also relieved.
Yes.
Yes. Actually, having heard that news, I am also
Good.
relieved.
Good. It's like either one of you can go next. I
Rayne.
don't care.
Yeah. Okay, I
Okay.
will go next. So I kind of wish I could clean mirrors for a living. It's just something I see myself doing.
Ah.
Oh, well, you know what?
What?
Speaking of things that are smart, do you know why spiders are so smart?
Why are spiders so
Hooters.
smart?
They can find anything on the web.
Aha.
That is true.
I like you both of yours
Okay,
better.
I have to ask you, did you guys hear about the worker that fell into the upholstery machine at the Furner factory?
I
Furner
heard
factory?
he got hurt, but what else
At the
happened to
furniture
him?
factory, yeah.
You said
Furniture factory. Did you hear about the worker that fell into the upholstery machine at the furniture factory? You didn't?
I have
Well, they are
not.
fully
No.
recovered now.
Oh my cow! Oh my cow! Yes, they are. Good
I've
for
told
them.
that one
Good for
before.
them.
Oh no.
Oh, that's good. Actually, I like that.
So how did the hipster burn the roof of his mouth?
He ate Domino's pizza.
You're very close. He ate the pizza
cool.
before it was cool.
Oh, snap.
Mhm.
Snap. Speaking of the jokes of which we
Mhm.
do, where do dads store their best dad jokes?
In a joke repository.
In their database.
Oh.
That's pretty bad.
You know, my grandpa used to say, if it wasn't for me, you'd all be speaking German right now. He was a wonderful person, but a really bad language teacher.
Sounds like he
Yes.
was. Yeah.
But we're-
Jesus.
So a magician was driving down the street, and then he turned into a driveway.
Gasp.
Oh, that reminds me of the. I mean, we've said this on the show before, but that reminds me of this Spanish magician that said that he was going to, on the count of 3, he was going to disappear, and he said uno, dos, and then he disappeared
Jeez.
without a trace.
Oh,
Remember that? Actually, okay, this next one I think we all know. How do you organize a space party? 1, 2, 3. On the count of 3, I want you both to say 1, 2.
You
3.
plan it.
you plan it.
Yeah, that's okay. So, oh yeah, and this one too. How do you put a baby alien to sleep? 1, 2, 3.
You rock it.
Rocket.
Okay.
Yes.
I had to think about that for a minute.
What happens when
I
someone
did too.
steals? What happens when? Oh, this is. I like. I haven't read this one. What happens when someone steals uranium?
Uranium. I don't know what.
I don't know.
I like this. Okay. What happens when someone steals uranium? It becomes their uranium.
Oh.
Oh no.
I like that actually.
That was actually
My husband told me that if I didn't stop with all my animal puns, I would have to move out. Fine, I said. Alpaca my bags.
Oh,
boof.
no.
Oh, boof. Oh, boof.
So-
Boof.
easy for
Uh-huh.
me to say. Mahatma Gandhi, as you know, walked barefoot most of the time, which produced an impressive set of calluses on his
Mhm.
feet. He also ate very little, which made him rather frail, and with his odd diet, he suffered from bad breath.
Mhm.
This made him a supercallus fragilistic hexpihalitosis.
Oh my cow. Oh my cow.
Mhm.
Rainey, send that to me. I knew because I'm not going to remember how to say that, but I want to remember.
Supercallus fragile mystic hexed by halitosis.
Hexpihalitosis. Yes.
Halitosis. That's okay. Good. Oh, you know this one too. What?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so why is justice best served cold? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because it's just ice.
Ah.
If it were warm, it would be just water.
Oh. Okay.
What? Okay, so I'll give you another chance.
Okay.
Do I want to give you another chance on this one? Oh, okay. What's the best time on the clock?
I don't know. What's the best time on the clock?
Quitting time?
6:30, hands down.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh
uh,
my cow.
Have you heard about the artist that uses different cuts of steaks to create portraits of people?
No, this sounds
No.
interesting.
It's a rare medium, but well done.
I do want to meet this person.
Yes, it is. I mean, you can't deny
No.
that. You can't
No,
deny that.
no. Okay.
So I just read a book about Stockholm syndrome.
Oh
It was
yeah.
pretty bad at first, but by the end I liked it.
Sorry, children.
Oh my god, I
He
broke
broke
Taebyn.
Taebyn. He doesn't know what Stockholm syndrome is.
I'm still working on it.
That's where you come to love your captors. That's Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm syndrome, yeah.
Oh my cow! Yeah, that's the essential thing right there. That's
All
the
right.
thing.
Taebyn, why don't you end this segment? I think we've tortured our listeners quite enough.
Probably.
I will end by informing you both and all our listeners of 2 very useful pieces of
All
information.
right.
The first of which is it's very important to know how trees get on the internet. Do you know how trees get on the internet?
How do trees get on the internet?
I don't know.
They log in.
Oh, God.
And
Uh-huh.
it's very important to know why computer keyboards never ever sleep. Do you know why computer keyboards never ever sleep?
Why?
Because
Yeah, I don't
they have 2 shifts. and
Oh.
I am done.
Jeez. Oh, okay. Well, before we wrap this up, let's talk about our shameless plugs. It's time to plug all the other stuff that we're working on doing and set like that. So my plugs are for my two other podcasts, Royal Highness and Off Leash. Give them a listen. They're great. They're on the podcast network of Injured Nerves. Um, have some fun with it. Take a listen. Rayne, how about you?
Mhm. So I've got Three Do Who, my monthly Doctor Who podcast on the Injured Nerves Network with my two wonderful co-hosts,
Yay.
Mike and James. We
Yay.
discuss all things Doctor Who. This month's topic is the companion Ace. So check it out on YouTube at the end of the month. It's also on Buzzsprout or on any podcasting platform you want,
Mhm.
but you can't see it on the audio versions.
True.
So I recommend
Makes
you
sense.
log in because I
That's
usually
the
put some
technology.
really good pictures that I've researched and
Nice.
found
Nice.
in the
Mhm.
video. And then also look out for my Friday night rack tracks on twitch.tv/Rayne Raccoon from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific. I play music and chat with viewers, and generally just I'll pick
Have a good time.
a genre and just kind of go with it. So I never know what I'm going to
Genre.
do until usually the day of.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So yeah, like last time I did all 90s
Nice.
music.
And you didn't know
So
you were going to do that until the
I
day.
did not, and it
Dun,
was
dun,
actually one of
dun.
my best attended
Nice.
streams.
Nice.
And I just like I had not picked anything until up to like 5 p.m. when I got home.
Cool.
And I
Very
just
cool.
decided, okay, I'm just gonna do 90s music
Nice.
tonight. So
Cool.
it's whatever mood I'm in, I'll play whatever music I can like find and put up
Awesome.
there.
Awesome. Taebyn, how about you? What are you plugging this week?
Yeah, so shameful. It's definitely the right shameful plugs, and I'm just gonna go with it. I'm just gonna do that right now. So I'll be at Furlandia, as will the rest of the BFFT staff. Everyone say yay!
Yay.
Yay!
Yippee.
It'll be
Especially one of my favorites is gonna be
Yeah,
at
Taebyn.
yes,
Taebyn, one of your
yeah.
favorites will be there. Yes.
Yeah, Taebyn is
yeah,
one of my
that's right.
favorites.
I'll
Yeah.
actually be there. Yes,
Airly's
the
one of
entire
my favorites,
BFFT.
but my favoriteest is actually gonna be there.
All the way from Chile.
All
Our
the way from Chile.
Chile.
Yes.
media staff member Ziggy will be.
He's
Yeah, so
he's
we'll all be
officially our
there.
media
Media
weasel.
Weasel. Yep.
Media meme weasel,
Yes.
yes. So I'll be at Furlandia and I'll be at Denver this year, or my other two cons this year. I have 6 cons this
Wow.
year. That's just crazy. Anyway,
So many.
and at both Furlandia and Denver, I'll have my story time with Taebyn, and Taebyn sings Weird Al.
Okay.
And I'll be handing out free things, Taebyn chips, Taebyn cards. So just come join the fun. Should be fun times. Also, of course, check out my YouTube for things like Crispy Ascension and my award-winning performance at the VancouFur Cutie Pageant.
Mhm. It was actually
And
very cute.
there's other great fun stuff on my YouTube, so check that out. Just search for Taebyn
I
on YouTube.
loved the fact that I watched that you did your ear trick as your talent. I thought that
Mhm.
was so cool.
Oh,
That
you
was
did
so
see
cute.
that?
It was so cute.
It was.
It went well. And did you notice? So we were very surprised actually by and when I was doing it, I was really surprised by the audience
Right. Yeah.
reaction, like the hop
Mhm.
thing, and like the crowd went wild, and
Mhm.
the ending mind trick
Mhm.
thing, the crowd went wild. I did not expect that. It was actually very
Yeah, no,
cool and
it was good.
funny
Well,
to see that.
and we kind of I helped Taben kind of pick something, cool to do
Mhm.
because we watched the previous year's winner and I was like, I think you could do better.
And I
And you did
did.
clearly, you did.
Yes.
You won.
I
So,
think
yes.
you did, yes.
I
What was the
should.
award?
Yeah, the award. Yeah, then an actual and the so it was an actual it wasn't a statue, but it was an award with, it's a plaque type
Trophy?
thing, and trophy type thing.
Yeah.
And in the rehearsal, when the empty shadow, who does the thing, was showing off, here's what you could win and everything, he made sure to point out that, and did you notice, for the dance comp, the wins were like little badges, and they were just like
Uh-huh.
badges and stuff.
Mhm.
And then he made sure to point out, but here you get like trophies. And so that was actually pretty cool. So yes, you first can check that out. And I have merch on my fourth wall.
Yay.
That's
Hey.
tabyn-shop.fourthwall.com, or you can just Google fourth wall Taebyn. I have a t-shirt. Which I've sold 3
Nice.
of now.
Nice.
Last time
Wow.
I checked.
Nice.
And some of my stickers have been sold too. So and there's a mug and coffee/tea mug and some stickers, and I'll eventually put more stuff on it. And no, it's very cool. So go ahead and check that out. And those are my things.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, Furs, that about wraps it up here in this latest episode of BFFT. We thank you for tuning in. We hope we entertained you a little, very little, I'm sure. We know that you have a choice in podcasts, and we appreciate us putting us in your ear holes. If you like our show, please consider sharing it with others, joining us on the BFF Telegram, or supporting us through donations at Coffee or Patreon, or by Buzzsprout subscriptions. Hard words, English speak, I do very well. English hard. English is
hard.
what was the phrase there, Taebyn? English hard to do from.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Hold on. I might still have it here. Yes. How you should do about
That's right.
English.
How you should do about English.
How you
That's
should
right.
do about English.
I need to make sure.
It's time for Jesse for a walk.
That needs to be on a T-shirt.
It's time for Jesse for a walk.
Time for Jesse for a walk, and how you should do about English.
How you should do about English.
I like it.
Right.
Yes.
Rayne, any parting shots?
No, just want to say thanks for listening, everyone. And be kind to yourself and each other. Mubark fluff. Buanayan. And next
All
time.
right. Taebyn, close out our wonderful little show.
Yes. Time for Jesse for a walk. How you should do English is you were are. And also, thank you all loud talking.
Words are hard.
Is not an easy thing. So I'll try again to say thank you all you first for paying attention. No, I can't say paying attention because they might not have been paying any attention to what's going on. Thank you for turning this on and running away and doing the dishes and coming back in time for me to say thank you.
Hey, it counts as a download. I'm happy.
It's been a really good
It
time.
does, yes.
As
long as we get the downloads.
It's there. You just get the numbers. That's how. That's yeah. But yes, thank you all you furs. If you did actually listening, that's great. And we've had a good time. I've had a really good time tonight. Can't wait to how you first type with pauses at a con. See you around, and I guess I'll just say, until next time, we bark at you. Moo bark fluff. Stay furry. Bark bark.
Barely Furcasting is an Injured Nerves studio production and is found on all major podcast platforms or can be heard directly at barelyfurcasting.com. The opinions expressed here are those of the hosts and the guests, and no commercial compensation was granted. The Furcast is produced, recorded, and directed by Barely Normal aka Mike Began and is edited by Barely Normal and co-producer Rayne Raccoon. This week's episode was edited by Rayne Raccoon. Opening and closing theme music as well as some interstitial music was created for Injured Nerves Productions for the use on the podcast by our music associate Reg Day with Damian Tanuki. If you would like to hear more music by Reg Day, you can search for Tweezer Beak on Bandcamp or Hoop Loop Tunes on SoundCloud. Other interstitial and background music by Shane Ivers through silvermansound.com. Gator Tots on SoundCloud.com, and the YouTube Free Use Library. Social media presence is maintained by Ziggy the Meme Weasel. You can send us a message via email at barelyfurcasting@gmail.com or on our Telegram chat at BFFT Chat, on Twitter, on our Facebook page, or on the barelyfurcasting.com webpage. The show is supported through subscriptions on barelyfurcasting.com, donations at coffee.com/barelyfurcasting, or through Patreon at patreon.com/barelyfurcasting. Thanks for listening. We hope you come back and listen next week.